in the way.
Alan, Mr. Clark.
I had sat down to write a passage a couple of days ago, but was interrupted by an urge to write a note to Richard Ryder, the Chief Whip. I asked him to set up a defence commission with me as chairman. Naturally, he didn't reply. Alan goes mad every so often and wants to get back in. Last time, it was a week before the Matrix Churchill trial.
Come on, Alan. There he is. Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark. Was it 3 and a bed, Mr. Clark? Or did you put them on a rota?
I have developed a nostalgia, or fantasy. Get adopted, fight a really wild campaign, just win. If he can win a by-election, then he will win a general election. The point being, there is no one with my charisma and intelligence whatsoever in the House of Commons at present. I have all the experience I need. In 18 months, it could be mine.
After this morning's damning press attacks on the Prime Minister, and despite protestations of personal loyalty from leading Conservatives, the sight of ministers trooping into Downing Street fed a wave of speculation about a leadership crisis.
Having been loyal through thick and thin, despite all the scapegoating, what will finally cause me to turn is that they are leading the Tory party into a barren defile where it is going to be annihilated. The papers have been blazing. Every week a new scandal. Major finished, the end is nigh. Sterling crisis, you name it. Poor old Peter Harding has just resigned. Walked into it after Benvenida Buck set things up. Little Archer is again in trouble over insider trading. Stephen Norris and his 5 mistresses. On the personal front, the Harknesses story is broken. Manically. In the news of the world. Jane, however, is being very game about the whole thing. In fact, she even appears to be enjoying it. This is really too boring. Not like this kind of publicity at all. Everything seemed to come to a head today. Oh! Oh! Both my back wisdom teeth have disintegrated into blackened stumps, or stalagmites. What does one do when the teeth go? Like the Elephant King in Baba, it is the end. Furthermore, I'm completely impotent. I don't seem to have done anything at all, and it's nearly midday. The Mail on Sunday has asked me to write a column, and it hangs over me. It is a permanent blight from which there is no relief. I'm so short of time, and yet I do nothing, it seems, with the time that I have. Howard Wardian. More and more I am convinced that the most precious commodity in the world is time. It moves me to tears now when I think of my father comparing himself to the White Rabbit, perpetually looking at his watch. I'll never answer the phone. Never. No more quotes. I'll get caught by those shitty journalists.
Thank you so much for telephoning. Please leave a message after the pips.
Who was that?
I don't know. I am depressed at being excluded. You only really know what's going on if you're inside the Commons. I miss it dreadfully. When I was there living on physical reserves, I all but spent these. Though accumulated a huge intellectual bank. Now, This also is slipping through my fingers fast, and in a year's time, I will be left with nothing.
Of course, Al's his own worst enemy. You know how it is. People say, how could you like that awful man? But of course, we all adore him.
What is it about Tristan now that makes him something of a bore? I suppose that once he was removed from the epicenter of power and intrigue, his raison d'etre disappeared, and all that was left was the camouflage.
You'd loathe it, Al. I never go to the house at all now, except to vote. The tea room is wall-to-wall zombie. Not a single person you'd want to sit down with.
Misunderstanding completely, of course, why I want to get back in, which is to motivate and galvanize those boys who are leaderless and unsettled.
Don't repine, old boy. The Lords wouldn't be your style. Settle down at Saltwood. Forget about public life. You're famous enough as it is. I heard a cracker the other day. Everyone was refusing to believe Alan's opinions on the Nazis. And Hamilton said, but don't people realize Alan isn't pretending to be a shit. He really is one.
Why aren't there grandchildren scampering about? What saddens me is that I will never live to see my grandchildren marry. And if they do, God willing, appear, I will be old, shaky, and selfish. Lately, I just don't know why, been thinking about Chelsea as being the ideal constituency. Albany resident, garden parties at Saltwood, safest seat in the country, etc. More importantly, there is to be a merger with Kensington. Could this be a sign?
Taxi! Fucking King's Road, it's always blocked. Half these fucking people should be at work.
Come the revolution, eh?
Unfortunately, I think that has already been.
Are you interested in politics, then?
Mildly.
Tory party's taking a beating, eh? No, don't get me wrong. I mean, John Major's all right, don't you think? But what he wants is a bit more panache, though. He's got no style, see? He's too apologetic. I can't see the Tories swinging it at the next election with him in charge.
Huh? Who do you fancy, then?
Do you really want me to tell you?
Sure.
Oh, I'm a bit embarrassed.
Really? Go on.
You?
It was a real sign. He was serious, and I was serious. VE Day.
You know, 50 years ago, I assumed that I would be the Prime Minister. Expected it, really. I wonder if that opportunity is finally gone.
Oh, not entirely, I'm sure. Do you want some more Battenberg?
Thank you. It's all very lonely. The idea of those dreadful Islingtonians getting in.
Chelsea MP Sir Nicholas Scott may make a statement about his future as early as tomorrow. There's speculation he'll stand down at the next election after his alleged involvement in an accident which left a toddler's pushchair trapped between two cars.
The poor mite was unharmed, but old Nick, sniffing the scandal, shambled off as quickly as he could, but was pursued, breathalyzed positive, and arrested.
Adore your hat.
We crashed the Chelsea summer party, and I set Jane to work on the agent, Barbara Lord, with whom we, thanks to Jane, are now on better terms. I know I can do it, because if the vacancy occurs, it means I am meant to do it. Tristan has been quite openly trying to shift the blame onto me for Matrix Churchill as the direction of the Scott Inquiry's findings start to emerge. Max Hastings has let it slip that even the Prime Minister was trying to persuade people to accept me as a burnt offering. But I was cleared. Might even, as can sometimes be the case, have come out stronger.
Can you confirm that Kensington and Chelsea are considering you as their candidate?
I can confirm that they've agreed to see me, yes.
Actually, the front runner, according to The Independent.
We all think you're marvellous in the House. I think what will tell against you is your age. If they do decide to replace Nick, I think it might be with someone younger. But who can tell?
Thank you.
The nice fat girl who gave me a map of the constituency said the calls would go out about 5:30, which is what it is now. I'm really tense, which means the letdown will be dreadful. So many signs were good, all the way through. Waiting for the phone, one of the great ordeals of modern politics. Chelsea have rejected me. Nick Scott stays in. No longer do I feel those profound paternalistic pangs of this is the country I am defending, for which I am responsible. Because I am no longer responsible, and never can be again. For if age was the cause of my rejection, it is a condition that worsens every day. What I hope, quite firmly now, is that the Tory party is smashed to pieces and a huge number of people lose their seats. Then, at last, perhaps my particular brand of radicalism can grow.
Putting in for Mole Valley, Horsham, Arundel, and Tunbridge Wells coming up for re-selection later in the year. And, of course, still a chance that Ken Clark might drop dead, so we've got to keep our powder dry for Rushcliffe as well.
You are an SH1T.
What?
You've had your chance and you flunked it. Frankly, you've been undone by women. You're impossible to live with when you're like this. Impossible.
But Janie...
Don't Janie me and don't give me that nonsense about England expects, because England's expected enough. We expect too. And we want you here, to be with us. Is that so unbearable?
Oh.
But I think so fondly of darling little Jane. I'm putting her through this ordeal. She's so loyal. Doesn't, of course, want me to get through. And she's right. But I am driven by the sword.
I'm booked to go to Sevenoaks tomorrow, just to talk about selection.
James reported that Andrew is complaining about my affairs being in disorder. What happens when Daddy dies, he started asking. Dear God, you have given me so much. A lovely family, wonderful possessions. And now, even the promise of a grandchild. So I don't like to ask you for things. Because if you give, you can take away. Which is demanding of one, really, I suppose. But I want to go back to the House of Commons. Because I want to save my party. And only you can so order this. Because, of course, you can do anything. A curious turn-up, as so often can happen, on several different fronts at once. On the 16th of October at 6:31, little baby Albert Mackenzie was born. I felt sad, curiously so. A page turns on to a new chapter of anxiety and heartache. Meanwhile, Nick Scott missed the constituency dinner and was found face down in the street, dead drunk. Enough, it seems, is enough at Chelsea, and they have deselected him.
If it means anything, you're absolutely my preference. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Clark, last time you appeared before this committee, I asked you a question, and you delivered a prepared answer, which bore no relation to the said question whatsoever. This time, perhaps you'd like to give your answers first. We can dispense with the tiresome business of asking questions altogether.
Well, Barry, the committee should know that with your customary sensitivity towards the feelings of others, you have always told my younger son and my daughter-in-law, who are constituents of yours, that there was no point in my putting in for the candidacy, as I didn't stand a chance and was wasting everyone's time.
Got me off to a good start. After that, not too difficult. Statesmanlike, in fact.
Come on, buck up.
What's the point? Flew for the final. Can't believe it.
Will you stop making it so difficult for us all? We're going to win. So blow your nose and stop snivelling.
The final selection was to be balloted the next day, and when I woke, my stars were incredible. Everything seems to be falling into place. Is it to be? All my life seemed but a preparation for this hour.
Mr. Clark, why do you think Kensington and Chelsea will choose you?
Mr. Clark, aren't you even Mr. Clark, sir? Mr. Clark? Mr. Clark, please.
We have been sent below to await sentencing. I got separated from Jane, literally manhandled by the central office officials, past a huge crowd of disapproving members who were queuing for ballot papers. Most of them avoided my eye. The spacecraft is on course. Collision, burnout, or triumph.
Well, the contest is over and Alan has won.
Now, almost at once, it seemed preordained. What bliss. The sheer ecstasy of having walked out of a dream and found it to be real. I don't honestly think I have been so utterly happy in my entire life as I was on that day.
The former Conservative Minister Alan Clark has been celebrating his selection as the prospective parliamentary candidate for one of the Tories' safest seats. The current MP, Sir Nicholas Scott, said the Conservatives would almost certainly lose the next election.
This morning, William Rees-Mogg in the Times across 4 columns. Who will be the next Conservative leader? I suppose Alan Clark is too much to hope for.
We're here.
The old warhorse smells powder.
You're Alan Clark, ain't ya?
In the night, I worried if I might be assassinated during the campaign. I don't want to be paralyzed, as politicians often seem to be after such attempts.
Top boy. We was on the front line at Dover together, against the livestock lorries, chucking it back at the pigs, yeah? Meat is murder!
Indeed it is. And that is why I urge you to vote Conservative in the next election, so that we can start making some real progress on that.
I woke up with a headache. My eyes are really causing me concern. 13 months since the ophthalmist in Hythe told me to go to hospital. I've been sitting here for nearly 40 minutes, pressing my temples with my fingers and trying, very occasionally succeeding, to defocus. I don't mind glaucoma so much, unless it stops me getting a driving license. I hate elections. My own majority is far from secure because of the personal anti-vote, which is solid, and my fan vote is fickle.
If the opinion polls through this campaign are borne out tonight, we're likely to see one of the biggest political upsets since the Tories were swept out of office in 1945.
A truly terrible night for the Conservatives.
It's a massacre.
I would have wished...
I think the term safe seat has been redefined tonight. Steady the buffs, Alan. Steady the buffs.
Clark, Alan Kenneth Mackenzie, Conservative Party. 19,887. And that the under-mentioned person has been duly elected to serve as member for the said constituency. Alan Clark.
Thank you very much indeed. And, well, you know me, I'm never complacent, but... No, it's looking very good.
Good night, Jim. Well done, Alan.
Good night. Good night. Refuge is taken in the assumption that Labour will hang themselves and people will say, this business of government is not as easy as being claimed. Possibly. But will they then turn to the Tories? I think not.
Would you want to be Mayor of London?
I just don't know. Or rather, I do know, and the answer is, by a narrow margin, yes. What I wouldn't want is the campaigning. Perhaps it's the ideal scenario. Become mayor, then after 2 years, strike for leadership of the Tory party.
Aren't you going to eat your egg?
No, I don't think I am. Lately, I find I'm rarely hungry. Sometimes I'm even nauseous when faced with food. The doctors simply can't find a reason why. Will we ever relaxedly be able to say, what shall we do today?
I'm afraid if you want to be an MP, one of the drawbacks is that occasionally you'll have to visit Parliament.
Don't go. Don't go. Why are you leaving? How can you leave us? Always you do this, and always it makes you unhappy. And always you have the same excuse. Must do this or that. And at the back of your mind, next time, next year, I really won't. But that's not true. You think we will always be here, and that because you love us, we will always love you and protect you. But in the end, we will be gone. Who's that buffer over there?
You're all right. If I may say so, that's the kind of mistake you can only make when you're no longer one of the parliamentary party. It's Ian Duncan Smith, for God's sake.
Tom, where are you? Where are you hiding? Dear little Tom is steadily in decline. Terribly muddled and almost blind, so bumps into things quite hard. Has terrible turns at night. But he's still the all-knowing puppy, and I will never let him down.
Tom! Come on, little T.
I'm 70 and feel much weaker. I'm really sad that I can't make love to Jane anymore.
Come on, Tom.
It's different from last time when for years I didn't really notice her.
Where are you, puppy?
Now I look at her and think how sweet and attractive she is.
Come on. Tom! Puppy, come.
Poor, brave Tom. I'll always be nostalgic for him and miss him dreadfully when I come round the corner for tea at the end of the day and he's no longer there. We have been menaced by a couple of intruders carrying beer cans, worst possible sign. On inquiry, they objectionably shouted that they were ramblers. Later, we found they'd cut their way through the chain-link fence with long-handled metal shears. I must talk to the boys. How do I explain to them our plight? We're menaced, at the mercy of the rabble and their yob nominees. Vandalism, road rage, casual larceny. There is a huge tide of scum rising, motivated by vulgar preference, schadenfreude, envy, and class loathing, and there is nothing we can do, as they and their modish sympathizers have monopoly control over the whole legal process. But we are the counter-revolutionaries. And we must lie low, drawing strength from our own certainties. And we must be patient and prepared for when our day may come. I went to the hospital, and the news wasn't too good. Must try not to be too much of a wet blanket for Janie. You going to blub? Come here. Fact is, I've got brain cancer. And it is fairly disagreeable. And I just can't bear that I will be away from her for so long. Hadn't I resolved to die on the Cragun Road? My father's memorial service was strange. A motley collection of strays. Poetic justice, as he himself never went to anybody's. Myself, I don't want one. Better to disappear. Like Zapata.